interesting look at LA. Kinda the way Nightcrawler, the movie, shows you LA during nighttime, and from the darker side, this one shows you LA from the more pop culture side, if I can say that. Yeah, so also the movie is kind seen like even the American version by the same director, that if this is the first watch of this story for you, then you're definitely gonna be surprised by the movie, whatever you're expecting from it, because there are things that you are not able to predict, and I really liked it. It's really intense and crazy movie. kus as